Have you ever wondered why Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa is so famous? If you think it's just because the painting is amazing, you are wrong. Da Vinci finished this painting in 1512, but until the 1800s, you wouldn't find a person on the street who knew this painting. In the past, the painting was known only by art lovers. Mona Lisa has been exhibited in the Louvre Museum in Paris since 1797, but in those years it didn't have a special place in the museum like it does today. It didn't attract extra visitors. It was just one of the thousands of paintings in the museum. If you ask any man walking down the street today if he can name one painting, he will probably say Mona Lisa, and he will not know any other painting. So how did this happen? Let's take a journey together in the unique story of Mona Lisa. The story of the Mona Lisa began in 1911 when it was stolen from the Louvre Museum in 1911. The Mona Lisa, which now has its own private security, is monitored by cameras from every angle. Only a limited number of people are allowed in the room where it is located, is connected to alarms that will sound if it is moved and has bulletproof glass. Was stolen on August 21, 1911. The painting was so ordinary at the time that museum officials did not realize it had been stolen for more than a day. In fact, it was not the authorities who noticed that the painting was missing, but one of the art lovers. The art lover asked, "Wasn't there another painting here?" And that's when it became clear that the painting had been stolen. When it became clear that the painting had been stolen, it was as if all hell had broken loose. The French media covered the issue with great indignation. L'Illustration magazine wrote, "Which insolent, which mystery enthusiast, which maniacal collector, which crazy lover did this theft?" There was a great deal of speculation among the public as to who the thief was, some blaming the Germans, others saying that American billionaire J.P. Morgan had stolen it for his own art collection. Detectives were coming to the museum every day to collect fingerprints. The painting was suddenly on the agenda of the whole Europe and even the whole world. The museum was closed to visitors for a week. The police finally managed to find a suspect, Guillaume Apollinaire, one of the leading poets of his time. Guillaume Apollinaire had previously provoked people by saying that the Louvre Museum should be burned down and caused quite an incident. While the police were investigating the poet's past, they found that Guillaume Apollinaire's secretary had stolen 2 statues in the museum. Apollinaire vehemently denied stealing the Mona Lisa. In October 1911, the police released Apollinaire due to lack of evidence. The New York Times reported that people had turned into Sherlock Holmes, searching for the Mona Lisa. Not only Germany and America, but Brazil, Russia, and even Japan were involved in the hunt. Some believed that Da Vinci's 400-year-old masterpiece would never be found again. The real thief was an Italian man named Vincenzo Peruggia. Peruggia had worked as a repairman at the Louvre for a while and was hiding the painting in his one-room house in France while all hell was breaking loose. The purpose of stealing the painting was to take the Mona Lisa back to Italy where it was born and sell it. But what he didn't calculate was that this theft had made the Mona Lisa so famous that it was almost impossible to sell it. The situation was so tense that he didn't know what to do. If he told anyone about his greed, he would be arrested and put in jail. So he decided to wrap the painting and put it in a chest. Months passed, but the Mona Lisa could not be found. As the days passed, Peruggia's fear of getting caught increased. Finally, Peruggia decided to write a letter to Alfredo Geri, the owner of an art gallery in Florence, under the pseudonym Leonardo. In the letter, he wrote that he was the one who stole the Mona Lisa, and that the right thing to do was to bring the Mona Lisa to Italy and exhibit it where it belonged. Alfredo Geri immediately informed Giovanni Pocci, the director of the Uffizi Gallery, one of today's famous art galleries. The two immediately wrote back to Peruggia, saying that they had invited him to Italy and that they would check whether the painting was real or not. Peruggia then wrapped the Mona Lisa in a red silk cloth and set off for Italy. A few days later, the trio met in his hotel room. Peruggia opened the Mona Lisa and put it on the bed. Pocci and Geri could not believe their eyes. Peruggia asked for $2.5 million in today's money. They told him they accepted the price. But they didn't really intend to buy the painting. They left the room and immediately called the police. On December 11, 1913, after 2 years, the police finally found the Mona Lisa and arrested the thief. In his testimony, Perugia explained how he stole the Mona Lisa. As I mentioned, Perugia had worked at the Louvre Museum and even made the protective containers for a few paintings. At that time, he had the opportunity to see the Mona Lisa up close and fell in love with the painting. According to him, this painting should be exhibited in Italy, not in France, so he decided to steal the Mona Lisa. On August 20th, 1911, he entered the museum and entered the hall where Mona Lisa was exhibited. Museum security was so lax that he went into a cleaning room in the hall and hid there. He waited in the room until morning and put on one of the white clothes worn by the museum staff and blended in with them. While everyone was busy with something, Perugia went back to the hall, took the Mona Lisa down from the wall and carried it to the stairwell, where he separated the Mona Lisa from its glass frame and went down the stairs and headed for the door. But there was a problem there. The door was locked, so he put the painting wrapped in white paper on the floor and tried to open the door. Just then, the museum attendant noticed Perugia and went up to him. But the attendant didn't suspect Perugia and helped him open the door. So Perugia thanked the museum attendant and disappeared. Perugia argued in front of the judge that the Mona Lisa belonged to Italy, so he said that he stole it and gained great support from the public in the country. The judge sentenced him to only 1 year and 15 days in prison, but after serving 7 months, he was released as a result of public pressure. Perugia then participated in the First World War and was captured by the Austro-Hungarian Empire for 2 years, but finally managed to survive the war. He returned to France and married a woman named Annunziata Rossi and died of unknown causes on October 8, 1925, at the age of 44. As for the Mona Lisa, when the painting was exhibited in Italy for 2 weeks and taken back to the Louvre Museum, it was visited by 120,000 people in just the first 2 days. Over the years, it continued to fascinate more and more people. Today, 8 million people visit the Mona Lisa every year. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video for this kind of content. I'm Aaron Yegan.